Hey guys, welcome back. This is Val. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to take a portrait kind of photo of Eve. And we are on the Great Desert here, and I'm going to locate a cool location. Something you want to think about when you're taking portrait shots is the background. So you want to have something in the background that just, feels, want to have this display of palm trees in the background. So I'm gonna go ahead here, and probably around here I have a few cool, palm trees right in the background, and something like that. Another thing you want to do before even going into photo mode is to position the sun. And in this case, I'm doing something that professional photographers do, and that is to place the sun, as you can see, on the side and a little bit from behind, so you have the bright kind of part, bright kind of light from the side and behind, and you have the darker lighting facing the camera, something like that, right? You want to have that kind of look, because that is very professional looking, and that is like a backlighting effect or side lighting effect, or something that just creates a nice outline on our character. And this helps to not only looks cool, right, but it also detaches her from the backdrop. So if you have a quite busy backdrop, it's a way of detaching your character from the background. All right, so let me go out of photo mode real quick. I'm just gonna reposition our camera because I want to have a little bit more palm trees, something like that. And it depends on where you look, something like that, I think. All right, center photo mode. Cool. And I like a little bit more palm trees, so I'm gonna go out and something like that, I think. Yeah. All right, this is good. And frankly, I'm gonna put the larger palm tree on the side, this one here, and so I have like the large one behind you, like so. And then I'm having, that didn't work out. It's a little bit tricky to get her right. All right, maybe something like that. Not really, but that's fine. I think this is fine. We can play with that. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is remove the copyright here. I'm going to detach it, and then I'm going to add. We can play with lighting in a different video. There is things you can do with lighting. You can add extra lights, right? And I just think it looks pretty okay the way it does right now, so we don't need to kind of do so much. It's side backlighting, which is strong, and often photographers place a strong sunshine in the background, right, like side backlighting. And then they have a filler from the front, which we don't have right now, but there is kind of like maybe a little bit from the ambient or ambience around Eve that kind of hits her a little bit from the ground up and so forth, right? So we are not completely it's not pitch dark on her face, but yet the darker side is facing the camera. So I'd like to have a pose that is maybe, let's see what we have. That one's kind of fun, right? It's kind of a fun. Let me see now. That one's kind of fun. I kind of like this one as well. Let me just see what we got. Let's grab this one. It's a cool kind of like a more, you know, ninja style, right? So we're gonna let her look in the camera, and we're gonna add an expression like, let's see what we got. I'd like a more fun, relaxed thing here. So let's not go overboard. Let's do happy, smile. Let's do happy. All right. Then we're gonna go and always when doing portrait, we want to zoom in a little bit. We're gonna lower the FOV to around maybe 50. Don't go lower than that, like 30. That's gonna be like very zoomed in, and when you have that, it makes the image more compact. As you can see now, her arms are a little bit smaller now, right? And she feels a little bit different, more like box shaped, so to speak. And that is because when you zoom in, you change proportions, and you minimize camera distortions and perspectiveness, as opposed to using more zoomed out. Let me exaggerate that so I can really show what I mean. That exaggerates distances, right? Her arms look a little bit larger towards the camera now, and there is more like perspectiveness going on here, right? So I'm gonna just use 50, which is a good trade-off, and I'm gonna just use both the camera like so. I'm gonna put it on the left side. This is something you want to do when you have a character facing to the right. You want to place them on the left side of the image. Also called rule of thirds, right? And then the way you crop your character, there's different ways you can crop your character. One is to have a little bit of space above the head and just do mid-abdomen, like I did here. Another one is more zoomed in, and you go half shoulders and half forehead. Or we can do it like this, of course, right? But then one step closer would be to just zoom in a little bit and go like so. That's an extreme close-up, right? And I'm gonna cover that in a different video. There's different camera framings and all that. But the thing is, pay attention to what's going on in the background. And then I'm gonna add depth of field, but I'm gonna use custom, right? And I'm gonna do visualization on and put it on her face like so. And then I'm gonna remove the visualization. I'm gonna set aperture to a little bit higher value so we have less of that going on, and that way we get a little bit of feel. You don't want to exaggerate like this, right? There's a time and place for those effects as well. I'm going to cover that in a different video. But here we just want to have some kind of lower value, but still not too low. So you kind of blur the backdrop. We don't want to blur Eve too much, right? And I'm going to just hide the user interface. That was pretty cool. I'd like to have more of the background, which is kind of difficult to get right now because we have her placed a little bit like that. So you're kind of forced to be here. We could basically go and do I'd like a way to rotate our character. There's no way for me to rotate her in place. This is something I'm kind of lacking in this photo mode, right? Being a photographer myself and 3D artist for 2 decades, I kind of lack this feature of being able to just rotate your characters. That feature is actually available in Cyberpunk. They have updated tons of cool stuff and effects, and one of which is that you can rotate your characters. So that's pretty cool, right? And here we can't do that. We can't rotate her in place. The drone we can maybe turn off. Doesn't do much damage right now. It can be on, doesn't really matter. So that's that, right? And pretty much what I'm gonna do now, we are kind of ready. So I'm gonna just hide UI and take the screenshot. Cool stuff, right? So what we did is we made sure that there is something in the background, so it's not entirely empty. You can have a more busy backdrop if you want, but ideally not too busy because you want to have attention on Eve in this case, not the backdrop, right? Then you want to place the light on the side and behind, the main light. So now you get the darker side towards the camera. This is a professional way of using lighting. And, you know, in a different video, we can also add an additional light, like a filler from the front. We don't need that right now because there is sufficient light here. But, you know, one thing you can do is you can adjust the word light brightness. That's something you can do that will minimize how much, you know, overexposure you have on her. That darkens the image a little bit. I think that's pretty good, right? Something like that. Nice. All right, so that pretty much ends our tutorial for today, guys. Let me just take one final shot. That's it, right? That's our image. So guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button and follow the channel. And I'm gonna produce more cool stuff in the upcoming videos. See you soon again.